Hello everybody, it's Queen again. Guess where I am? Back in the kitchen. Today I'm going to show you guys something really quick that I use when I feel something coming on. And I also make this ferment for the season. You know, we're changing out of the summer, we're going into the cooler months. People are coughing more, sneezing all over the place. So I like to keep this on hand, in my pantry. This can stay in your pantry for months. That's why between today and tomorrow, I'm going to be making a couple of jars of this. Today, I'm going to show you guys, basically they call it garlic and honey fermentation. I've been doing these for a while now, and they really help. If you watched my other video about the tonic that I made, that helps too. I keep that in the refrigerator to drink, like a refreshing drink over ice, maybe a little agave syrup or whatever. But that's what I do. Anyway, for this fermentation, you gotta have raw, unfiltered honey. That's a fact. And it doesn't matter which flavor you use, but it just has to be raw and unfiltered, because that has the beneficial properties, antimicrobial, antibacterial, all that good stuff, probiotics in the actual honey. It hasn't been filtered out or processed out. So you want to use a raw honey. I have different ones here. Orange Blossom. This one I got from the vitamin shop. I get these all over the place. TJ Maxx, or grocery stores, anywhere. But just make sure it's raw and unfiltered. Okay? So we got that. And this one actually has the honeycomb in it. Raw honeycomb, which you could still use. Put the honeycomb in it even. So it's all kind of choices you got. And then you're going to need some raw, fresh garlic, peeled. Take the cloves out of the shell. So you're going to need a lot of that. And I have some of that here already cut up in the jar, ready to go for my ferment. And I'm also going to do an onion ferment. The onion ferment, I use a red onion because it has more benefits. Microbial, antifungal, all that stuff. This is also good for if you feel like you need something if you're coughing a lot. Or it's just a good preventive, probiotic preventive to have on hand instead of all like all this toxic stuff on them shelves and stuff. And I have a ferment that I've been using that you will see how liquidy that is. You can also cook with these ferments. Like a couple of days ago, I drizzled some of this on a piece of salmon. You can drizzle it over chicken, fried chicken, whatever. It's good. It's garlic infused honey, basically. And if you can see it, the garlic is darkened. It's basically candy now. But anyway, this is some good stuff to keep on. I had this one now in my pantry, I'd say about 8 months. But, it's going to go faster now because of the cooler months. But this is how it looks like after a while. It gets darker. And take a spoonful of this, a nice 2 tablespoons of this a day. Or if you got a cough, teaspoon at a time. But good stuff. So you're gonna need your garlic. Hold on 1 second. And you can even do a ginger ferment, which I'm going to do, but I'm gonna do it off camera. You can do ginger and lime, or you can do a ginger and lemon and honey ferment and garlic, or put them all together and do one, whatever one you want to do. But you can use the ginger, it's good. And like I said, this is the other piece of red onion. I'm just going to make a small jar because I am going to make, a big jar of the garlic one. Okay? So anyway, let's get started. Very easy. I'm talking more than I should. But you got your garlic. You peeled it. Get organic if you can. I already cut it up in the jar, as you can see. Nice and cut, and it's potent. I can smell it. It's opening my sinus cavity. And like I said, this is a garlic ferment. It's good for coughs, colds. It's all all around immunity booster. So is the onion. The garlic has something beneficial in it called allicin. You can read up on it. And you know, the allicin helps break down and fight bacteria in the blood. It boosts your immunity. It's antibacterial, it's anti-inflammatory, all that good stuff. Believe me, trust me, make a batch of this. Guys, make a batch of this, especially if you have children or yourself. You want to keep things nice and, you know, organic. Okay? So, break this. So I'm using today this honey that I got. Also, guys, if you're worried, I mean, you can look on YouTube or anywhere else for fermentations. Some people will put a tablespoon of the apple cider vinegar with the mother in it because they might be worried about botulism and this and that. I don't worry about none of that. I've been making this stuff for years. My mom taught me, and I mean, we never ran into any trouble. But if you do, you shake it up. But like botulism, and this will raise the pH in it. I'm sorry, this will lower the pH in it. So I'm actually going to put in, let me move the honey, tablespoon of it, because I might give this one away as a gift. So there's a tablespoon. It doesn't matter which apple cider vinegar. People like the other one. Anyone with the mother is good. Okay, so you put a tablespoon of vinegar in there, and make sure you do that in the beginning. Not 6 months down the road, because you could still do it, but it's more beneficial now as it will affect the pH and make sure that nothing goes bad or anything like that. So you got your and I already took the cap off this honey, so I didn't buy it like this. Fill it up with honey. There you go. Fill it all the way up with honey. I'm gonna rush this along because I know y'all got stuff to do. And what you want to do, I'm going to try and use this whole jar, but don't fill it all the way up to the top, because you want to leave some head space, because you're going to have to, what we call is, burp this jar every day until the foam, the bubbles and stuff dissipate some. And gases are going to build up because of garlic in here. So I just give this a nice little stir. You don't have to go anal with this. And you know, that's it. You see how the garlic is in there? And that's how you want to do it. It's just taking me longer to talk about this than it will for you to do it. Trust me. And it's just the urge to lick your finger. So you want to put this in a nice tight-fitting jar, tight-fitting lidded jar. Okay, it has to be tight-fitting. Then you want to just turn it up like that a couple of times. Let me move the honey over. You guys can see this. See all that delicious honey? That's going to start releasing the allicin that I talked about, and you can look up the word allicin, and it'll tell you what it is. It's a very potent juice that's released from garlic. When you cut it, it gives that distinct taste and smell. Now you see that? See how beautiful that is already? Make sure you put enough honey in there to cover the top. I usually get a ferment jar. You can buy one on Amazon, but we're just gonna go with this today. I got some ferment jars out in the garage, but I ain't going out there to look for it. I'm gonna just use this jar and leave some headroom in there. Like I said, you want to leave some headroom in here, because the gas is going to build up over the course of a week or two. You know, and there you go. You're going to let this sit in your pantry in a cool, dark place, and you're going to let this ferment. You're going to probably start seeing it soon. Probably not here on camera with me, but if you were doing this, you'd see little white bubbles forming on the top. That's a good sign, because it's fermenting. It's making that good stuff, that liquidy good stuff. And you see how thick this one is, right? You see how thick that is? See how thick it is? And then compared to this one that I was fermenting, look at how liquidy that one is. It's very liquidy. because the garlic juice or the allicin has been released in it. And you could basically take a tablespoon of that every day. It's just good to eat just like that, or you can put it over your food. So anyway, that's it. You put this in your cupboard. I let mine, before I start using it, ferment at least 30 days. I've seen people do smaller jars and do 2 weeks. You can look over on YouTube at other videos, but you know, this is my recipe. So I put this in there, in a jar, in a cool, dark place, you know, in my pantry. I let mine ferment at least 30 days. Every day, you're going to do what I just did. Turn the bottle upside down a couple of times. Then you're going to open the lid. That's what you call a burp. You're going to look in it, see if there's bubbles forming. Actually, I even see, now you guys probably can't see it from here, but I can see a little bit of little tiny bubbles already. Because I use organic garlic and fresh garlic. In the pantry, 30 days. Every day for at least 2 weeks, you want to burp your jar. That means open it, let the air out, close it back. Back in the pantry, you can shake it up a couple of times. It'll become looser. The honey will become more liquefied as time goes on. But basically, that's it. And put this in your dark, cool place in your pantry, in your cupboard. For like I said, I leave mine in there for 30 days because I make a big batch of it. At least before I start using it. If it's not strong enough for me, if I taste it and I just close it back and put it back in the pantry. Being that I put apple cider vinegar in it now, it's the bacteria, the friendly bacteria, gut-friendly bacteria in here is beneficial. Even more so with the apple cider vinegar. But if you don't want the vinegar, don't put it. I don't put it in mine usually. And now, you know, you can do the same thing with the onion ferment, which is, like I said, good for coughs and stuff like that. So I'm going to use up the rest of this honey and do this off camera because it's the same thing as the other honey, basically. You just want to fill it up, give it a good stir or a good shake, leave it alone on your pantry, in your pantry or on your counter. Now the onion, I do the onion for about 3 days on my counter. The garlic ferment, I just leave out in the, on the cool place in my pantry or whatever. But the onion one, I put in the refrigerator because onion is more delicate. But, you know, the same principle. If you're worried about any kind of whatever, you can put like a tablespoon, of the vinegar with the mother in there. Same thing that we did with the garlic. And I'm going to have to open another jar of honey, and you can mix different honeys with it if you want to. And if I wanted to, I could even put a piece of ginger in with the onion, which I might do off camera. Lemon, honey, onion, garlic, limes, all that stuff is beneficial for you. And this time of the year, it's good to have this stuff on hand. So anyway, guys, like I said, you can get any kind of honey you want. I'm making an onion ferment, and I just showed you how to do the garlic ferment. Take a whole bunch of garlic, as much as you want. Top it off with honey, raw, unfiltered honey. The honey has to be raw and unfiltered because none of the beneficial bacteria has been taken out, the pollen, which makes it, healthy. And it's a good probiotic, anti-inflammatory. It's good for everything, guys. When I feel something weird with me, I just get in here and take me a tablespoon of this, and about 20 minutes later, I'm good. I'm good. So anyway, guys, that's all I wanted to show you. I will come back with another video this week, a couple more that I want to show you guys some stuff to prepare for the winter and fall season. So you guys go and please make this week. Get it ready for the month. You can make up a bunch of it if you got honey. Or, honey was on sale, obviously. But I keep, baskets full of honey. When it's on sale, I'll just get one. Okay? So anyway, guys, this onion is strong. I'm going to finish my onion ferment. Let that sit for about 3 days, 4 days in a cool, dark place. In my kitchen or in my cupboard, in my pantry, and then I'm going to actually refrigerate this. I like to refrigerate the onion ones, but if I put the apple cider vinegar in there, which I might, I don't have to. You don't have to. But you can look up these things There all kind of videos you might like somebody else's more than mine, but I'm just telling you, whatever you choose to do, whoever's recipe you use, make some, okay? Because this is going to help you. Trust me. Trust me. All right, guys. Y'all have a good day now, and thank you. And please, if you don't mind, thumbs up, okay? All right, guys. Thank you very much. Have a good night.